This episode of the BlockHash Podcast is brought to you by Sumsub, the leading full-cycle verification platform built specifically for the crypto industry. Trusted by 8 out of the 10 biggest global exchanges, Sumsub helps VASPs, exchanges, and DeFi platforms prevent fraud, stay compliant, and scale globally, all without slowing down user onboarding. With instant KYC and KYB automated crypto transaction monitoring and full travel rule compliance across a network of more than 1,800 VASPs. Sumsub adapts fast to evolving threats and regulations. They verify over 14,000 document types worldwide and onboard users in under 20 seconds, achieving conversion rates up to 95% plus in key markets. If you want secure growth and a frictionless onboarding experience for your users, visit sumsub.com to learn more. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here of the BlockHash Podcast, your #1 resource for all that is happening across the emerging tech space. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen to or watch the show. Today I'm joined by another wonderful guest, Amit. He is the co-founder and CEO of PRED. Amit, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Brandon.
Looking forward to learning more about PRED. Before we do, would love to learn a bit more about yourself, if you don't mind sharing a bit about your backstory and maybe what kind of led you into the Web3 world and eventually kind of led to PRED. What can you tell us about your background?
So, Brandon, I like building beautiful tech products. And incidentally, early part of my career, I was a VC investor investing into consumer startups, early stage startups. And then in 2011, I took my plunge into entrepreneurship, built beautiful tech products, but I say in many ways failed miserably as I failed at adoption and distribution, which is equally important as building tech. So I shut down my startup in 2014, started my second startup. It was an education technology startup, and that built it from first principles, scaled it to decent heights, raised a seed round, and around 4 years back, that startup got acquired 100% by Upgrad for around $20 million. That gave me my personal exit, and I joined Upgrad, which is South Asia's largest higher education company, and scaled that as CEO of their consumer business, and scaled it to 2 million plus users. And in the journey, learned a lot of insight about scaling and building businesses. Incidentally, and around a year back, quit Upgrad to start this sports prediction exchange at scale. Incidentally, another side of me. I've been an active sports trader for past 22 years. And I've also frustrated by sportsbook and the bookies in this industry. Around 8 years back, I started a sports community, sports trading community. So this whole idea of sports exchange emanates from there. That give me the front seat view of how sports works. And I've never built in Web3 before. I've been a Web2 founder, but I've been an angel investor in Web3 for past 4 years. And my co-founder, Arpit, is a crypto OG. He was earlier product and design head of Binance India, and later he ran a fund in crypto. So that actually brought us together. We discussed a lot, and we felt Web3 is necessary for this sector because this sector lacks trust among users.
What can you tell us about PRED? When you started it and co-founded it, what was kind of the main goal that you wanted to tackle here? Obviously, you mentioned sports betting markets and whatnot. Is that kind of the main focus?
Yeah, so one of the things, Brandon, is we want to convert sports betting into sports trading. And that's one of the vision. How do we unlock trading in sports? Today, if you see, people make a prediction, make a bet on a sports, and then they pay for their outcome. Because sports lack the infrastructure, lacks the market structure to actually trade different events. Go into an event and flip if your views flip. So what we are building is we are building an on-chain exchange for sports predictions, where you can predict or trade sports outcomes. The whole game is that this whole platform is built via smart contracts, where smart contracts run the whole operation and with no middleman present. And you might be aware the whole industry of sports is run by bookies who are middlemen in between. And this industry, there's a big problem where users' losses is equal to revenue of bookies or sportsbook, which constitute close to around 85-90% of this industry. We want to change this structure completely. And that's where PRED comes in, where the whole exchange, which is a peer-to-peer exchange, just matches buyers and sellers, just matches people with differing views. And the whole trading experience as well as settlement happen on chain and happens automatically via smart contract, which brings in trust among the users. So what we are doing is replacing these middlemen, which is bookies and sportsbook, and becoming a truly decentralized peer-to-peer exchange. And one of the thing very important for us is what I believe is sports is passion. There are a lot of fans who are eagerly watching sports. And sports is also intelligence. People actually have loads of data in their mind, in their computers, and they analyze sports. So sports is a mix of both passion and intelligence. And people have strong views on different outcomes. My goal is to match people with these differing views and give them a venue, a high speed venue where they can trade their views. And if I actually enable this, I think I'll be able to meet my view, which is unlocking trading in sports and making sports a large tradable asset class.
Okay, that's fascinating. I love the take on the passion part of it too, because I'm from Las Vegas. And so this is something that obviously we are known for. How would you compare PRED to maybe some other platforms that are out there in the prediction markets like Kalshi or a Poly Market? And where do you see maybe the biggest differences in design and user experience?
Sure. So, Brendan, I'll tell you my hypothesis why I started this company. In fact, if I actually I'm a long-term builder, as I mentioned before, I don't come from Web3. I think speed is very important, but when as a founder you are building organizations, you need to think long-term. So if I zoom ahead 5 years down the line, I strongly believe that sports will be a verticalized play. And I'll give you an analogy. Like today, you might not be buying your spectacles or your glasses from Amazon. You might use smart buy glasses or other large retailers in US, because glass buying or spectacles buying is a very unique experience. It requires a very different kind of buying experience. Similarly, sports is very different than culture markets, politics, prediction, other prediction markets, weather, etc. And these inherent choices, these inherent product feature requirement makes me believe that if I zoom ahead, sports will be a verticalized play. And that's what I'm building for it. And I know today Kalshi, Polymarket, and many others are doing majority of their volume as high as 80% via sports. But this space is very early. And I believe long-term sports-focused players would own this space. I again give analogy of perps decks many times. I remember long back people had declared DYDX and GMX as category winners, that they've owned the category. And today you'll see they are no longer in the top five. I genuinely believe this space is so early. A platform which is designed for sports would win this battle. I'll give lot of examples what are unique about sports. One, first and foremost, is speed. Live sports move at a very different speed. If you're watching a live basketball match, within seconds the match can turn around, and again within minutes the match would have again turned around. Now platforms which are designed for long term kind of thing would not be able to handle. So speed is very important and we are focusing on it a lot. Similarly, we need to onboard. Users can't be very easily provide, what do I say, liquidity. So we are focusing heavily on providing lowest spreads or best odds on sports market. We are targeting large leagues and our goal is to give users the best price. So on these two broader elements, I think we are designing our platform. Plus, there are a lot of unique feature requirements in sports. Like, I don't know whether how familiar are you with parlays. They constitute a big portion. When fans like to bet or like to trade on sporting events, they like to make a parlay bet or a combo bet that Messi will score, Argentina will win, and Messi will score in both halves. Like these kind of events, which make it parlay. They are conditional bet. Like if Messi plays today, then Argentina will win. So these are unique to sports, and we are solving for that. Not on day one, but gradually we'll be building on these things.
I also noticed that you guys have a yield on deposits, like 5 to 6% native yield on user deposits, which is pretty unique, I think, in today's Web3 landscape for a prediction platform. How does that yield kind of work under the hood, and where is it actually being generated from?
There are two layers of yield. One, in fact, as I've been telling, I'm building for the long term. We've partnered with leaders in Web3 and Web2 space where every user deposit, again via smart contract, not via our bank accounts, goes and gets deposited in US Treasury bills, which generate close to around 3.8 to 4% yield. That's the basic yield that's coming to PRED. 100% of this yield is passed on to users. So that's one layer. Second, as part of the whole company org structure, we are a very lean team. We are a 15-member team, and we have no deposit bonus marketing campaigns like sportsbook. We have no large pricing teams which prices every sports event. We are peer-to-peer exchange. We have no compliance team which bans winners or tracks winners. Means this whole low cost structure means that a portion of our trading fee we can pass it on to users. And that also comes from our ethos of decentralization, where users are always first. So 4% native yield plus 2% from our trading fee gets it to closer to 5 to 6%.
I had a question too on when it comes to deciding like these markets. Do users have the ability to create or list their own markets, or is that something that's solely done through PRED? Because I imagine you guys want to focus like on very high demand sporting events, right?
Let me answer it in two parts. One is short to medium term and one is long term. If you really see, true decentralization is when users decide everything. Having said that, it's a journey towards decentralization. In the phase one, if I let users decide what markets that are operating on PRED, that will have its own unique set of challenges because we don't have the innovation or infra to manage that. And I'll give you an example. If you see general purpose prediction market or any prediction market has three major challenges. One, insider trading. So there are a lot of markets where people have views, people have information, and they insider trade. Second, there are a lot of markets which are prone to manipulation. Like in recent Super Bowl, a person bet on Polymarket that there will be an invasion on the field, and he himself invaded the field and won the bet. So that's manipulation or assassination of a market. And third is playing via rules. The rules are so subjective, the rules are so confusing that users are exploited via rules. And till the time we don't solve it perfectly, we have taken a call that we would only focus on markets which are not prone to insider trading or no single person can manage it. Like who will win the match between Arsenal and Chelsea? No single person knows the final outcome. Yes, people have views, but it's not a certain insider trading. Similarly, no one can manipulate this outcome, at least in large leagues, because they are sporting bodies. So these are some of the reasons why we have kept that initial phase, short to medium term, will focus on large leagues and will ourselves list down the popular markets. Now it's very easy to define these markets because sporting events are recurring and there's a clear pattern. We are creating a structure where we'll take user inputs, but once our team is confident that we can protect these three things which exploit users, we can take care of that, we would list those markets. And one of the very fundamental thing for us is rules should be subjective. And I many times give this argument to my team. We can't tell a casual user that he's stupid because he hasn't read the rules. In fact, our rules should be written in a way which casual user understands. So when a casual user reads the headline and have an understanding, now my rule should mimic his or her understanding. So subject objective rules is a very important part of all our markets.
And what
And
I don't think
maybe one more point.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm just loud thinking on this thing. Clear rules also bring a very important element, which is immediate resolution of markets. If you've seen on Polymarket and Kalshi and many other places, because of subjectivity in settlement, sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it takes days to decide on the final outcome. At our platform, since I've been mentioning it's high speed at the DNA, we are aiming to resolve market within 1 to 5 minutes. And for that, objective rules are very important.
Yeah, I think it's that's a huge benefit for you guys to have that faster resolution too, because that's something that can plague other prediction markets. So huge benefit for you guys.
That's a big pain point where users want to celebrate with their winnings. Users want to take their winnings and predict on next market because sports are continuous events. They can't wait for hours or days for resolution.
Time for a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Sumsub. Crypto is global, fast moving, and full of emerging threats. You need a verification partner that moves even faster. Sumsub combines blockchain intelligence, identity verification, and behavioral fraud detection into one powerful platform. You can screen score and monitor users at every step. Their AI powered system detects anomalies, account takeovers, and illicit wallet activity before transactions hit the blockchain, giving your compliance team superpowers. Trusted by 4,000 plus clients across fintech and crypto, Sumsub helps organizations expand into new markets with confidence while maintaining full compliance with global regulations. Whether you're scaling an exchange, launching a DeFi product, or securing a Web3 community, Sumsub has you covered. Check them out at sumsub.com. What sports on PRED have markets right now? Is there like a wide array of different types of sports? Or you guys focus on a few different verticals?
So, what we are doing is we are actually starting with soccer. The goal for us is build a product which users love. So we are gatekeeping users, letting few users come in, start with soccer, see a product market fit, have a product that users are really proud to use, proud to trade without incentives. And once we nail that, we have two goals. One, in soccer, bring more and more sub markets. Like we'll be bringing in player props and other markets like spreads and totals, etc. And every other month, launch a new sports category. Like we are thinking of launching basketball next, then tennis next. But our start is very, very focused. And I think a focused approach lets us iterate on the product very fast. So we are starting with soccer money line and to in the first month, and gradually we'll expand to other sports.
Let's talk about the future a little bit here as well. As prediction markets continue to mature and attract more serious capital, how does PRED plan to differentiate itself and capture long-term market share? And does PRED also have plans to incorporate, you mentioned different types of sports as well, but even go beyond sports at some point and maybe look at other markets?
As a founder, I know my strengths lie in one area, which is sports trading. I myself am a sports trader and I'm building this product for myself. I understand it. So the end, there's a lot of innovation to be done in sports. I believe sports, though it's 500 billion volume kind of thing, it's still a very underappreciated asset class. It's a very asset class which is not really tradable. If we really bring in innovation in sports, it can become a large asset class as high as stocks. So our goal is to be sports focused and not digress into other markets, at least for the medium term or even long term. We'll be doing a lot of innovation in sports, like I mentioned earlier about conditional bets, parlays, player props. In fact, some of the things which I honestly don't have a solve yet because it's not easy, bringing in leverage in sports. Like you would have seen, if you place a bet with your friend, you'll say, I'll pay once I lose. You'll never pay upfront. So, how do I bring in leverage in sports? It's a big, big thing, but it's not easy. Bringing in perps in sports. So, there are a lot of things that we are innovating on. It'll take us good amount of time and will not launch an innovation till the time we are certain that it will work. So that's our focus on sports. Having said that, I think as a long-term goal, as I mentioned earlier, my goal is to convert sports into a tradable asset class where people, every time, let's say they are watching a match, if some views change, they can be able to flip their position at a minimal loss or at a minimal spread difference. So that would create sports becoming a tradable asset class. That's our long term goal.
What's on the horizon for you guys this year? Are you guys focused on more or less the same with growing the platform, or do you guys have anything new coming up that you want to kind of tease for users out there? What do you want to share?
Couple of things. One, for the past 1 year or 11 months, we've kept our blinders on and just building. In fact, we didn't want to even announce our fundraise. Our fundraise was done a couple of months back, but we knew that with fundraise, it it brings some amount of distraction. So our team has been locked in and building the product. Now is the time when we have actually started onboarding users. We launched our this thing waitlist, and fortunately or unfortunately, the waitlist got filled with more than 20,000 users. Now that brings in pressure. I know as a founder, and I've built consumer startups before, that you can build with a small cohort of users something that the product people love. So what our focus is, we want to, for the next 3 months at least, build closely with users, shape the product, build in features that they love. I have two goals for the next 6 months. One, getting deep liquidity at ultra low spreads. As a exchange, people love best prices. One, exchange should be performant. That's a no brainer. But second, people love to get best prices. The whole battle is there. So what we are doing is creating market infrastructure for easy onboarding of market makers, both institutions as well as retail. That will bring my price down. And second is speed. I think it's very important, that it's underappreciated thing. How do you make speed a DNA of your org? In market creation, in trading experience, in settlements, in everything that we do. So currently we are built on base chain, and base gives us 200 millisecond latency, which is very, very nice compared to other crypto chains. But our users are telling us, hey, it's too slow. 200 millisecond is too slow. So we're working closely with them. How do we actually reduce the latency, reduce the finality beyond that? So these are two main things. And as we move ahead, sports lover want variety, like any pubs exchanges. They want many options. So we'll be launching more sports, more sub markets, some of the innovative markets which will not be present in, let's say, poly market, Kalshi, but would be present on PRED, because we are very sports focused. So those are some of our goals that are there for this thing next couple of months. Having said that, one of the interesting things that we'll be doing, one apart from higher yield, is launching competitions, giving users rewards, because we don't want to announce a points program or token or airdrop, because I don't believe in that. If I'm not certain of something, I don't want to tease it to the users. So there's nothing of that sort that is there. Having said that, since we are very lean, and all our revenues initial period, we want to reward the real users. So we'll continue to have surprise elements for our real traders, and not only losers, but not only not to button clickers, but people who are actually trading and winning. So those surprise elements are there in our platform, including some competitions that will be there. And I honestly don't attend too many conferences, etc., but will be attending Token 2049 this year. And I'm interacting with a lot of users, building a community. It's a challenging path. Everyone likes to build a community, but we'll like to build a community which trades, community of users, and we'll be giving rewards there also.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you guys are focused on all the right stuff this year. So I think you guys are primed to be in a pretty good position. Any events or conferences that you guys might be attending to kind of spread the word?
I don't know how to benefit from crypto conferences, to be honest. I attended once and twice. It's so much of hype. And to be honest, I couldn't meet my users. So yes, we'll be attending this Token 2049 in Dubai this year, either of me or my co-founder. But that's to meet more fellow builders. I don't think the conferences are set up where you can actually interact with users. For us, since I come from VC background, fundraising for us is easy. So I'm not attending conferences to fundraise, etc. But maybe meet fellow builders, because a lot of innovation is happening in this space.
Yeah, it's a common problem in the space. They're too loud and noisy, unfortunately. But hopefully, there's more like niche stuff in the future. Things are a little bit more intimate, right? So you can actually interact with people.
And some people are able to get ROI. Maybe it's a founder thing. It's not a founder. When I attend conferences, I'm unable to actually extract ROI, return on this thing, time, effort. That's better spent on building and talking to users.
Anywhere people can go to keep up with everything that's going on with PRED? I know you guys probably have a website, socials. Where would you send people if they want to get some more information, learn about PRED, and keep up with your building journey?
So we do have, and I'm personally involved. I think it's very early days. So we have a Discord community and we have a Telegram community, and we really value users. It's not to join just in hope of some reward, but actually to shape and build PRED. So these users who are joining our Discord or Telegram can help me build, and I really value their this thing. So people can go on Twitter, PRED official, PRED official, PRED official handle, and our Twitter and Discord links are there. Or people can go on pred.app, which is our website, pred.app, and the link of our socials are there, and they can join the waitlist. Every waitlist user, we are slowly and slowly onboarding, and I'm talking to them myself. So I would love if all of you can join, come and build PRED with us.
Excellent. We'll put all the links in the description for the episode below so everyone can find everything really easily. Amit, I really
Sure,
appreciate
Ben.
the time. It's been great learning about PRED. I think that you guys are onto some great stuff and really creating yourself as a differentiator in the market here. And prediction markets are something that I think is very important in this industry, and especially for sports and sports betting going forward. It's going to completely revolutionize how we kind of interact with it. So keep up all the great work. Would love to keep up with your guys' journey as well. So feel free to update me as time goes on, and would love to have you back on too in the near future when you have more stuff.
And Brandon, do cheer for us. We need lot of support. This space is very early. As a founder, I'm excited as well as nervous. But I think if we put our hearts out, we can actually create a meaningful product. So do cheer for us.
I agree 100%. I'm rooting for you. Awesome, Amit. Appreciate it. It's been great. Keep in touch again, and let's definitely do this again in the near future.